Normally, everyone sees us on our compliance corner videos or our compliance videos about PreVeil. So today we're here with something new and completely different. We're here to make a big announcement that PreVeil has finally achieved the FedRAMP Moderate Equivalency standard by meeting all the requirements laid out by the Department of Defense in their December 2003 memo. Why this is such a big deal is, first of all, we are the first cloud service provider to achieve this standard. And as of now, we are the only company to have met FedRAMP Moderate Equivalency. So I would think the first question that everyone is having in their mind is, so what is FedRAMP Moderate Equivalency and why do I even care?
And why should I care?
Right. We think it's something important, but why do you, listening to this video, care? So Noelle, why don't you jump in and explain what this is all about? What does it mean? Why does it matter?
Absolutely. And I will do this at a high level because truly there are so many subtle nuances with this, my God. But at an extremely high level, DFAR 7012 makes the requirement that any cloud service provider, CSP, that you're using in support of protecting, processing, or in the protection of the processing, transmitting, and storage of CUI, that cloud service provider has to be either FedRAMP Moderate authorized or it has to be equivalent. Problem was
CSP. Let's just put that in.
Yes, so we are a cloud service provider, and so we do not have a FedRAMP ATO because a FedRAMP ATO is a very involved process that takes a very long time and has to do with a government sponsor, which we don't have, and so there really isn't an easy way for us to do that. So because of that, the DoD put in that word equivalent. But the problem was that when they put that word equivalent in, they didn't define it. They didn't give any actual definition. There were a couple unofficial definitions of it that floated around for a few years, but there was nothing actually solid until the memo that you're referencing really came out in December. Well, actually early January of 2024.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the December memo defined in painstaking detail all the controls and objectives that had to be met and validated by what's called a third-party assessment organization in order to be equivalent. And so, PreVeil was able to achieve this, but let's not just kind of cut ourselves or sell ourselves short. What was required in order to become equivalent? What does that mean?
It was not an easy road. It took us almost 3 years to get here. And that is not an exaggeration. It was a lot of time, effort, money. What we ended up in a situation that was very interesting. So when we were in our assessment last year is actually right in the middle of our assessment is when the FedRAMP organization decided to go from revision 4 to revision 5. So our last assessment was actually done based on revision 4. This year we'll do our assessment based on revision 5. But because we were still in revision 4, that is 325 controls we had to fully and completely meet, and 1,007 what they call enhancements in FedRAMP, but which is an objective, if you're familiar with that terminology. So it is a beast of information and things to implement. It's a lot of work.
And speaking of not selling ourselves short, we had to have 0 plan of actions and milestones, which means we had to have met all enhancements, all controls. None of them could be unmet.
Correct.
Which is huge. That is why this is such a huge burden and such a serious task to undertake.
It is indeed.
So we had a third-party assessment organization review all of our body of evidence. It wasn't just PreVeil saying, "Yeah, we meet this." No, we had a third party assess us and make sure we did this, and then we submitted that all to the Department of Defense's DIBCAC office.
Mm-hmm.
They reviewed us. And then I'll let you get the punchline here, Noah. What did they say?
Oh, yeah. So when the memo came out, we then decided to submit our body of evidence, like you said, which is thousands of pages of documentation. If you have read the memo, it is like 20 something individual things that you have to have. So we sent all of that over, went back and forth with the DIBCAC with questions they had, that kind of thing. And then eventually what happened is that at the end of February of this year, we got an email from them that stated, based on our BOE review, the DoD, so the Department of Defense, CIO, Chief Information Office, CMMC, PMO, Program Management Office, concurs that the information provided by PreVeil at this time meets FedRAMP equivalency requirements in accordance with the DoD CIO memo dated 21 December 2023. And Apparently that is all we get from them is just a letter. So that's, I mean, I don't know if that will change in the
Right.
future
No
since we
lovely
are the
parting
first.
gifts.
No lovely parting gift, but we are the first ones doing it. So I'm sure that other cloud service providers, they'll probably sort of fine tune this as they go. But at this point, yeah, that's what happened. We submitted it. The DIBCAC reviewed it themselves and then sent it to the PMO's office, the CMMC PMO's office for oversight, and they also approved us as well.
All right, important point though. It's great. Excuse me. That we met the standard. What does it mean for defense contractors? What do they have to do?
Yes. So this is the thing that's tricky, is that the equivalency memo does put a lot of onus on the OSC, or the organization seeking certification. So you do have to review those items, that BOE that you see in that memo. That is what you need to be able to look at. But and you don't need to do it right away, as long as you can get a letter of attestation from someone that states that they have no POAMs and that they did their third-party assessment organization assessment, that they've done those things. They can give you a CRM, which is a customer responsibility matrix. Usually that's usually enough if they can provide that. However, you do want to be sure that right before your assessment, you can get hold of those documents and that BOE, because the DIBCAC or whoever your assessor is most likely going to want to take a look at them. So you do want to make sure they can actually produce those documents, right? So that's very, very important. And it is, unfortunately, the onus is on you as the contractor to make sure of that.
Right. You need to confirm that whoever is your cloud service provider, they either have an ATO, or that, like PreVeil, that they have some sort of documentation from the DIBCAC saying they are FedRAMP Moderate Equivalent. So
Exactly.
those are your options today.
Yep.
This is a great day for PreVeil. I can't say how proud we are of Noelle and the whole team. We look forward to everyone hearing this video, asking questions about what this means. If you want to get in touch with us and learn more, reach out to us at compliance@preveil.com, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.